Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the energy of Saturn in Aquarius for the sign of Pisces. So this could be for your sun, moon, or rising sign. I will have 12 videos, one for each zodiac placement, so you can check out each one. So Saturn moved into Aquarius on March 21st, 2020, and it will be in the sign of Aquarius until March 7th, 2023. So we're at the sort of midway point of this Saturn in Aquarius transit. And if you want to read more about it in detail, there is an article linked below in the description. You can check that out. But Saturn is powerful energy. These are strong transits. And I want you to think back to March 2020. What happened? It's no coincidence, right, that Saturn moved into Aquarius at around that time. And so we've been through major transformations here. And the thing is, that's what Saturn does. Saturn is known as the taskmaster in Aquarius. It is the sort of energy of the strict father or the stern father that comes in and says, you know what you're doing is wrong. You're an adult now. You have to fix things. Got to get your act together, that sort of energy, right? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's okay to have an energetic, an energetic gut check or reality check sometimes. And that's really what Saturn's here to provide. Now, in the tarot, Saturn is associated with two cards in particular. Number one is the world. The world's literal astrological correspondence is the planet of Saturn. And it's interesting because the world's a sort of coming of age as you reach the end of the major arcana, and that's very similar to the Saturn energy. The other one is the devil. Reason being is the devil is associated with Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So now some of you may be going through a Saturn return. It's okay if you're not. This is for the transit of Saturn in Aquarius for the different signs. But if you're like me and you're between the age of 27 and 30, or you're between the age of 57 and 60, you might be in your Saturn return. And if you're in one of those groups, there could be an important message or a unique message in here for you. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and start off with picking an astrological influence here, or a few of them. I've already fanned out the cards and shuffled them. My table's not very good for doing that, so I thought I would do that ahead of time. But let's go ahead and pull some cards here. Very nice. You have Jupiter, first sign to pull Jupiter. You're also my last sign that I'm doing here. Sagittarius, wow, also ruled by Jupiter. Pisces and Neptune. Okay, strong energies here, Pisces. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. So I love that energy of Jupiter. I love this card. This is so cool looking, at least as far as I'm concerned. But really, Jupiter is here to expand your life. It's a card associated with abundance, with expansion, fertility, prosperity, luck. You also have Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. So there's a free thinking energy that you're moving into here, Pisces. There is something in your life that you are looking to expand. There's abundance coming in. There is jovial energy that's coming in. There's maybe even a change in luck. Now, what I love to see here as well is you have Neptune. Neptune is another strong energy. It is this idea of spirituality, really. It's this idea of plunging deep into the water, not the surface level water, but the deep end, the element of the water that almost no one goes to. And with that, it's all about esoteric wisdom and spirituality. And so some of you may have recently gotten into tarot cards in the last year and a half, or maybe you picked up an oracle deck. Some of you may be just getting into astrology or something like that, but that's really what that energy is about. You'll want to go ahead and check your Neptune house, the house that your Neptune is in, because think about Neptune is it's a slow moving planet, so the house is more important than the actual sign. Let's go ahead and get into this here. If you enjoy this, do hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. Drop a comment to let me know what you think. And Pisces, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope things are going well for you. So I've pre-shuffled these because I knew the intro would be long, but let's go ahead and get right into this. So, all right. Make sure everything is in view. and we'll get right into it. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me. You know, I like to set this up ahead of time. So right away on the bottom, you have the Tower. Just as I was talking about expansion, growth, abundance, we have this challenging energy. However, here's the deal about the Tower, okay? If you've heard my thing on this, it's important, okay? The Tower, if you go deep into these meanings of these tarot cards, each one has positivity associated with it. And the Tower is the universe coming in and saying, you know what? We're going to go ahead and change something because what you're doing right now is not working. And the Tower is very much like exposing a false belief or some sort of illusion being exposed. And the reality is, Pisces, who wants to live in a house of cards, right? Nobody wants to live in a house of cards. And that's really what the Tower is all about. The thing is, sometimes you have to be shaken down to your foundation to get to the next card, which is the Star, which is a wish fulfilled or a wish granted. And I do feel like maybe some of you have had an upheaval happen in your life in the last year and a half. But let's see what else we have going on here. Now, right away in the middle, you have the Two of Wands. So this is somebody who is deciding. They are at a crossroads in their journey. Okay, they're deciding which path to go down here. And the thing about this card is it's all about research, planning, and discovery, okay? They're trying to decide which path is best for them and which path will ultimately lead them to fulfillment of their goals. And so for you, it does say that if you put in the work now, you will be rewarded with the next card, which is the Three of Wands, initial success, and so forth and so on, the Six of Wands and the whole suit of Wands. But it starts now. It starts with this research that you need to do or this planning that you need to do. Some of you are into spirituality. Some of you, the spiritual side of yourself is very important. Sag is a spiritual sign. So is this energy of Neptune. For some reason, I feel like you're looking at something in an alternative way. And it may not be, you may have looked at things in a rigid way. And now it's sort of changing, even though this is about Saturn. I don't know why I'm just feeling that. Now, in the past, you have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. So double knights. This is spanning back to like March 2020 in that time range. So like from now to previously to March 2020. You've had a lot of things that have happened here, like a lot of us, right? As we've gone through some collective changes here. But anytime I get two or more nights means that there's a lot of events, a lot of things happening, and I definitely feel like that is the case for you. So you have this King of Pentacles here. This is somebody who is sticking to their routines. And, you know, for them, it's this idea that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? They are on their gold chair, they have their gold crown, and they've achieved that level of success because they stick to their routines. However, for some of you, that has changed because you have the Knight of Wands in between the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Couldn't be more different energy, okay? Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles is like slow and enduring growth. Sticking to the things that you know to get you to where you want to go. But the Knight of Wands is like, you know what? I'm throwing everything in my car, I'm driving across country, and I'm doing van life or whatever it is. Whatever it is that you may be doing. It's spontaneity. The other energies here are not spontaneous. They are sort of just like old reliable. It's old reliable. And the thing about the Knight of Wands is it's the opposite of that. And so it's really going for it. Some of you may have moved in the last year and a half. Now, in the current situation, you have the Ten of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Two of Cups. 2-2 energy here. So some of you, first and foremost, may be thinking about partnership in your life, not just romantic, but in terms of your career associations, your business alliances, anything like that going on here. Certainly, some of you could be deciding to go in on a business or something like that with somebody. Two of Cups and Two of Wands, definitely getting that sort of energy. Some of you, there could be an unexpected person that arrives for you romantically here. This is my favorite romance card in the tarot because it's like two people pinging up or syncing up in this lifetime, as you see the sort of the link, the beam between the two cups, and it's almost like your perfect union or your perfect partner. Some of you may have unexpectedly met them. This lower row is the unexpected. It's what you can't see. It's the subconscious. You may be deciding on where you want to go with that person, with the Two of Wands in the middle, if you really want to spend time with them or not. You have this Ten of Swords here above. So this is something that's completely done, dead, over with. There could have been an ending recently in your life. However, the thing about the Ten of Swords is it provides you with an opportunity to release yourself from what is no longer serving you. Okay, and it does say that the clouds are clearing. There is new hope on the horizon for you here, Pisces. Now in the future, this is between now and sometime in March 2023, so about a year and a half. You have the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So we do have some challenges here, but it's nothing that you can't handle, okay? So the King of Swords is somebody who is like, they give you a fair shot. And the thing is, you're either meeting somebody like that or you are doing that for yourself. I would guess that you are probably doing that for yourself here with this King of Swords. Some of you are just dealing with something here bubbling up on the surface in the next year and a half with this Nine of Swords, which is rumination, anxiety, nightmares, and the Five of Wands, which in the lower row would be an internal conflict. I want to get some clarity here because I'm not really sure on where that's going, but there could be a Tower moment if it hasn't already happened. Nothing to fear because you can't plan for them. And remember, you have these, out of every sign that I've done, you've pulled the 3 best astrological influences. So remember, there is expansion, there is growth, there is abundance coming in. Let's just see what else we have here. Now we're going to pull an angel card. I do want to let you know that I do not attach religion to angels. In fact, I view angels as a frequency. I view angels as an energy that you can tap into. And so just so you know where I stand on that, now if you have religious beliefs or opinions that you want to attach to angels, by all means, please do that in this reading. But that's kind of the way I view angels. And so if you're not religious, you can still get these messages. So be assertive. You hold the key here. I think that's the key, but I'm going to say it anyway. You hold the key. It might be a mask. No. Okay, wow, that's a big no. And perfect timing. Love that. Okay, so this is all going to work out in case you were worried. You should never be worried about any of these cards because this is supposed to be general guidance to help you along your day, help you along your path and your journey. And look, there's going to be a moment here where you come up onto a cross in the road, a fork in the road. Okay, and it's going to, between now and the next year and a half, going to require that you take action on something, that you be assertive for yourself, Pisces. And that's what I think you're doing with that energy of the King of Swords in the top right corner with be assertive. King of Swords will definitely be assertive, but they'll do it in a way that's amicable. They will do it in a way that doesn't like burn bridges or rub people the wrong way. So you have the Eight of Cups. Definitely like to see that. Okay, you have the Eight of Swords, 8-8 energy, and you have the Chariot. Wow. Some of you have moved. Okay, Chariot can indicate vehicles, short distance travel, travel by vehicle, car, anything like that. And you have it with the 2 Knights. The Knight of Wands, like I've said, is almost always indicative of moving residence. You maybe were stuck where you were, wherever it was, like a year and a half. Like I'm talking about like location. I feel like you needed to get out, like a lot of us. This is the card of, being trapped in some sort of sword imprisonment. Each sword represents a thought. And so you're trapped in your mind here, but it's something that you've put yourself in, and you could easily get yourself out of it. You just have to remove the blindfold, Pisces. And for you, I see you doing that because you have that Eight of Cups. I actually love the Eight of Cups in the tarot because for me, that's a card of empowerment. You are deciding to let those broken, spilled, empty cups and disappointments of the past be a thing of the past, and you have your back turned towards them, and instead what you're doing is you're walking towards the fulfillment of a dream, which is the Nine of Cups, the card that comes next to it. And so I love that card. Let's see what else we have here. you have the Three of Wands. Okay, so you doing the actual research. Remember, you had the Two of Wands here in the middle. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, putting in the work, and the Five of Cups with the Two of Cups. For some of you, the upheaval was being disappointed by that Two of Cups relationship. Some of you may have been dealing with that. Okay, now the thing about this Five of Cups is, look, this person just needs to turn around and realize that there are two cups overflowing behind them. Yes, the Three of Cups card is spilled in front of them, but if they would just look on the bright side, that's what the Five of Cups is talking about. And so this is going to be very cliche, but it's going to be funny because you're Pisces. There are more fish in the sea, Pisces. And so that's what I feel like. Look, there's a Two of Cups behind you, okay? So for some of you, there's going to either be, you're finding a new Two of Cups that may be unexpected, that may be behind you, but for others of you, you're getting over that situation. There's new money or new opportunities coming in abound with the Sagittarius and the Jupiter energy. Three of Wands, you putting in the work, you doing the research and getting an initial reward, you know. And for you, you're going to be strategizing on where you want to go from here. Okay, so you have the Star, amazing, it's a wish granted. Okay, we have the Tower coming in again. Yeah, I feel like the Tower moment may be between now and 2023. Again, please don't leave this reading feeling anxious. The thing is, I want to say 100 times over, you can't prepare for this. And when it happens, only you will know how to respond. Remember, you have the perfect timing card. The thing is, nudged in between the Tower, and I do want to point something out here, is the Star and the Ten of Cups. Now, the Star is important because it comes after the upheaval of the Tower, 16 into 17. It comes in and says, you know what, here's this pool of healing water, of waters of renewal after you've gone through an upheaval. It's also providing you with hope and optimism for the future and a wish granted as you've gone through challenges. So yeah, there may be some challenges along the way when you get the Tower twice, but ultimately what's on the other side of that Tower is you exposing the things that you know are not good for you, and B, getting a Ten of Cups and a Star, which is total happiness, all cups overflowing, wishes coming true. So I love this reading for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website, Zane Intuitive. I also want to say I'm very grateful to the people donating down below. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you in the next one.